Hello! I'm back, you're back, and we are here to keep exploring this new series that I dreamed up, thought up with Spencer for the Lighten Up initiative of exploring new games that you can do by yourself that aren't necessarily a board game, but still give you that solo game experience. And today we're going to be looking at escape puzzles from Ravensburger. So I've got a special one that I picked just to do today. It's a witch's kitchen is what it looks like. And it's got about a 2 difficulty, so I'm hoping this won't be too hard. So it's still in shrink, how exciting. Let's go ahead and open it up. It's almost like an unboxing for you guys too. So you'll get 2 experiences in one, an unboxing and a little bit of gameplay experience. So this literally is a puzzle. It is 759 pieces. And whoop. Oh, sorry, Lucy. I just threw the shrink wrap on her, but she's okay. Get this open. Now, for those of us who have done several different kinds of tabletop escape experiences, no, there are no clues on the box or in the box. It is all contained in the puzzle. So you get all of your fresh pieces in a new bag. Isn't that nice? And you get the solution in this sealed envelope. And then you have a little manual to kind of help you, tell you what you're doing and help you get going. Here we go, the witch's kitchen. As a forage chef, you are walking through the woods foraging for mushrooms on a sunny afternoon in autumn. You've just found a unique mushroom, which you cut from the ground and put in your basket. The mushroom looks quite delicious. You are unable to resist it and take a little bite. Is this really happening? Feel free to cut this, Spencer, but we're going to be tripping on some shrooms. Okay. So here we go. See, suddenly you feel dizzy and fall to the ground in front of a large old tree. Told you. You realize that you've poisoned yourself and need a quick remedy. Suddenly the ground beneath you gives way and you feel yourself falling. You wake up in a gloomy room that looks like a witch's kitchen. Perhaps you will find the remedy here? Where could it be? How will you create it? Your time is running out. All right, time to start. Now it is time to put the puzzle together and watch your image emerge. The rectangular pieces in the bag are not a part of the puzzle and can be disregarded. When you've finished, look for the mysteries and hidden clues to figure out your escape. Best of luck. Note, this is a very good note. The image on the package is different from the actual puzzle image. 8 mysteries are hidden within the puzzle for you to solve. Tip for finding the answer, pay attention to the edges. If you get stuck, you can find help here. And they have a little QR code here that you can scan with your phone and it takes you right to their website, or you can just type in the actual address that they've got listed below. All right, so let's dig in. So I have to tell you, the whole idea to even do this series is based around this puzzle here. I came across this girl, a puzzler on YouTube. And, oh, just real quick, just so you know what's going on here, I'm going to sort through and just try to find all my edge pieces first before I get going too far, because got to start out with the frame first. So there's a lot of pieces to sort through. Right, so I saw this girl on YouTube who, what she does is puzzling. She's not, I don't think she does tabletop games, or at least she doesn't on her YouTube page. But she was doing one of these escape puzzles, and it just got me really intrigued because what mostly caught my eye was that it was Ravensburger, because I know them for board games. But this is, I mean, this is their real like meat and potato stuff, is making these board game or making these tabletop puzzles. So I'm super excited to get to share this with you all. And it is a really fun experience. It was a different experience for me. I talked to Spencer after I watched that video. I watched part of it. I didn't watch all of it because I didn't want to see her solution. But I talked him into, let's just try it out, get one, see what we think. We've actually done, gosh, how many? Have we done 4 now? And this will be the 5th. We've both gotten quite efficient at putting puzzles together now. Your eyes start becoming more accustomed to doing that kind of thing. Now, don't worry, this whole video is not going to be a all of you watching me put this puzzle together, because I can't do it by myself. I'm not to that level yet of puzzling, maybe one day. So this might take some time. So we'll just kind of put in the highlights. But I'll keep talking to you about the system. So like it mentioned in that little prompt that I read to you all, it does mention the cover on the box does not match the puzzle that you are going to solve. And that is so true. I mean, you can still look to it to kind of relate to maybe this piece goes over here. It looks like it's this part, and I see that over in the bottom right corner of the picture. That's fine. You can use that as a guide, but please, you've got to know when you're going into this, it's going to be a little bit different. Now, one of the cool things that I think about these puzzles is it's not completely true. The pieces do not all fit together like you can put them in together any order. It's that when you are making your solution to the puzzle, you're going to use pieces of the picture, you're going to remove them and then put them together and make a brand new small part of the picture to help give you your solution, which I just think that's such an interesting system. So the way that I've learned that works for me in my mind is after we get the edge pieces sorted out, I normally kind of leave Spencer to assemble the edge, the frame, and then I go through and I sort and look at all of the different colorings of the pieces and kind of sort them into groups that way. But yeah, just now I'm just still looking for all of the flat edge pieces. All right, so we've talked a little bit, but I still need to keep working on this frame. So I'm gonna stop recording for now, but when we come back, we should have the frame assembled. So hang tight. All right, so we got our frame assembled, and I think that was in record time for us of assembling the puzzle or the edge and getting the pieces, because I do an initial comb through looking for all those edge pieces, and for this puzzle, it was one piece that we were missing out of all of those pieces, and so we were fortunate that we only had one missing. Then we had to comb through again and look for that. So now we're going to start working on everything in the middle. I'm gonna try to divvy up into different piles as far as colors, but I will tell you in just a cursory glance, that's going to be a little more difficult, just because if I'm going by that, there are so many, let me grab the box lid. There are so many different specific little things. There are little potions and there are little colors and writings that it would make tons of different piles. And I'm not sure how to compile those all into one. Or condense those down into just fewer groupings. So it may just be kind of a go along and see what we can find. But yeah, and if you notice a hairier arm or hand reaching out, that's because Spencer is assembling the puzzle with me. There is no way in our house I would ever be able to do one of these puzzles by myself. This has been quite a jump for me in my early 30s to start doing this large of a puzzle after not doing a puzzle since like helping my daughter do a puzzle. So this is fun. This is a really great experience. And so I hope you're enjoying it along with us, and let's just keep going. As you can see, Spencer and I made a lot of headway last night. And so let's just kind of talk real cash while I do a little bit here. So our method is a little maybe squirrely. We just kind of go and find stuff and put it together and then figure out kind of the general vicinity of where it should be. And of course we understand things will have to shift. But that's just the nature of the beast, I guess. I mean, I'm still learning how to do this whole puzzling hobby. So yeah, it's interesting and I'm enjoying it so far, but let's see what else we can find here. We've got our own, this is really funny. I thought it was quite interesting. Looking at the picture, we've noticed there are a lot of different reptiles. present in the witch's kitchen, like frogs and lizards and snakes, and there's an alligator hanging from the ceiling and all this stuff. So any pieces that we thought had like a part of one of those, we've made a reptile pile with. I thought that was pretty funny. Okay, well, and Spencer took the camera off me, so assumption wrong. Right, so then I'll just keep going here. We've got her little fireplace going. She's got something cooking over here. So I wonder if that's going to have to do with our solution, because we're having to find an antidote for our problem. This is what I started with first down here, was this little cushion thing. And it's funny, of course, my thought when I first saw the way that it's shaped and everything, I thought it was like a D20. I don't think it is, but kind of similar. But they were easy pieces to pick out, at least. Of just look for, I kept telling Spencer, can you show me save me any pink things? Do you see any pink? Just set that aside for me, please. So he did. And he did a great job. He's also solved a lot of these things on his own and did an excellent job with those. So there's no way I would be able to make it through this without him helping put it together. Right, so I think I'm going to tell him to jump in and come help me, please, Spencer. I've got my bubbly, but I need more. Come on. All right, so the puzzle is complete. It took us a couple of days to get through, but honestly, I will tell you, that was the fastest we've ever completed a puzzle together, Spencer and I. And so now it's time to look around in the witch's kitchen and try to find those logic puzzles that we need to solve to find the antidote to our mushroom poisoning. So, of course, since I made this pile first, this distinction first of looking through the pieces, I'm going to start at the little pink stool that I thought was a D20. What I'm seeing here is that there are several numbers around it, but there are two places where the witch's cat scratched it and the numbers are missing. So I need to try to figure out those two missing numbers there. Yay! My favorite. Just know that going in, you're going to be doing some numbery things. So looking in here at the star itself, there's a 1, 5, 9, 13, and the next number. So looks like we're increasing by increments of 4. So I think that would be a 17 on the star part that's been scratched by the cat. So I'm going to write here on my little piece of scratch paper on the stool, I've got 17. And then in the outer part, it goes from 0 to 2 to 12 to 30, and then the spot that's scratched. And then there's more numbers on the outer side, but they aren't next to this, so I don't know how they're related. I wonder then, oh no, that doesn't seem right. If I'm supposed to also incorporate the star numbers, so it goes 0 to 1 to 2 to 5 to 12, but then from 12 it goes down to 9, then up to 30, then down to 13. I'm not figuring this out. So Spencer scanned the QR code that was in the booklet that I read at the beginning, and that can give you hints both for completing your puzzle, since it's not the same as the picture on the cover, but it can also help you with solving the logic problems. Now this is going to be very similar to how it works with other tabletop escape games, that when you ask for those hints, they'll start very vague and broad and trying to nudge you in that direction, but then they can become a little more focused down to where they actually give you the solution. So if you do have to go to this website to get help with that, don't feel like it's just going to give you the answer. It's going to kind of lead you there. So Spencer, can you help me out with this? I've got the first number that's inside the star, so I need the other number in the pink part.
The border around the star is composed of 5 squares. Each square contains the same math problem. Can you figure it out?
Okay, each square contains the same math problem. So there's a 0 and a 9 and then a 0. So, I mean, that sounds like 0 times 9 because anything multiplied by 0 is 0. So then, and the next one is 2, 1, 2. Anything multiplied by 1 is the same number. Okay, so then next is 4, 3, and 12. Okay, then that fits. 4 times 3 is 12. Next is 6 times 5 is 30. So then what I have is 8 times 7. So this is really funny. I still do this in my head all the time. When I was in 3rd grade, the way we learned our times tables was there were songs that my teacher played for us on his little boombox. So I still remember 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56. Okay, so it's 56. So the answers for this are 17 and 56. That's what I have written down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the edges. So those pieces that we first put together in our frame, they have different numbers on them. 2-digit, 3-digit, even sometimes in some puzzles, 4-digit numbers. And so whatever you solve in the logic puzzle, that tells you what piece to go find and you need to pull it out. So now I'm going to look around for, here's 17. And the way that I do it, just to keep myself straight, because this is how my mind works, is I go ahead and I lay it down on that logic puzzle so I know I don't need to come back to it, that I've already completed it. And 56. So this also should help you to know that if you see any kind of number that matches that that's not in the frame of the puzzle, that is not a solution piece. That's probably part of one of the logic puzzles. So don't think you need to go pull anything out of the middle. But yeah, so that's our first one. We got the stool complete. On to the next. I see there's a chart here next to it, and this is going to be a kind of like solving for X thing. It's got different symbols in it with, like for this top one, it's the same symbol added together 3 times to equal 90. Well, I may be blonde, but I am at least smart enough to know that that would be 30 plus 30 plus 30 equals 90. So that little symbol is 30. So I'm going to write that down up here on my paper. And next is a little kind of like a wheel or a pie chart in quarters, plus that again, plus my 30 symbol equals 40. So then I believe this little pi symbol thing is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 30 is 40. Okay, so then the next problem is what I just solved for the 5 plus 2 crescent moons plus 2 crescent moons equals 41. So the way that this is all going to work now that I'm solving these, at the last thing is each of those symbols put together in its own equation, and whatever number I get out of that is going to be the puzzle piece I need to go look for in the frame. So in this one, it's a single crescent in the bottom equations. That tells me the symbol is not a double crescent. It needs to be a single crescent. So that means the number is doubled up in the equation that I'm using to solve for it. So it's 5 plus doubled equals 41. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 41 and subtract 5. And that's 36. And so now I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to divide 36 by 4. So that's 9. All right. So then the little crescent moon symbol is 9. So then 5 plus 30, 35, times 9. So yeah, for this one, I am going to need a little calculator help. Okay, so since the crescent moon equals 9, now what I'm looking at is 5 plus 30 times 9. So 9 times 30 is 270 plus 5 is 275. All right, so then I need to look for a piece around the edge here that is number 275 is right here in the corner next to me. So I will take that piece and I'm going to place it on top of that to let me know I've already solved it. All right, working my way, I like to pop my fingers. Working my way up. Here in this drawer, there's a bright orange, a bright blue, a green, and a yellow, which happens to match these bottles over here on the witch's table. And they have different shapes. I've got a hexagon on top of the orange, a circle on top of the blue, a triangle on top of the green, and it's supposed to either be a square or a rhombus on top of the yellow. When I'm looking at them over here on the table, it's yellow first, then blue, then green, then orange. If it's yellow, blue, green, orange, that would be like, I guess we'll call it a square, the one on the yellow. That would be square, circle, triangle, hexagon. And then, okay, so if it's square, circle, triangle, hexagon, then that would be, if you count up the sides of each of those shapes, that's 4, 0, 3, 6. Let's look and see if we've got a piece of that number. There it is. It's up here. All right. So then I'll put that there, and it's done. Okay, so as we go across, I see another puzzle with try and guess what number's missing. Here on the back of this frying pan here, it starts with a 60 at the top, 10 is next, and then a question mark, 9, 45, 5, 30, 6, and then 60. So we've got to figure out what number goes here. I just don't think I'm going to be able to do this one by myself. I think I'm going to need help from Spencer.
All right.
Oh, let's get some help. Spencer, please.
6 times 10 is 60. 5 times 6 is 30.
If you multiply 9 times 5, you get 45. If you multiply 5 times 6, you get 30. If you multiply 6 by 10, you get 60. So then 10 times 9 is 90. And there's a 90 right down here by me. So I'll take that out. All right, try not to rip my puzzle apart and put it there so I know that one's already solved. Okay, down here it looks like a fun one. There are all these really cool symbols and something that looks like maybe a mandrake, but it also kind of makes me think of like the tree from Lord of the Rings, you know. I had a shirt of it once, the white tree. So I've also seen, as I've been putting the puzzle together, these symbols that are written in the book on other items around the witch's kitchen, but with them showing like the code breaking of like what that symbol equates to in the English alphabet. We'll spare you all having to sit and bear with me looking for these symbols, and we'll just speed through this and catch you on the other side when I've figured them all out. So what I'm doing is I'm breaking the code of what these are with English letters, but I have to tell you what they are is gibberish and absolute nonsense, poppycock and hogwash. Never thought you'd see a board game video with all those fun words in it, did you? Well, it's not a board game video, it's a puzzle video, so there. Anyway, so I'm solving these, and yes, they're just complete nonsense words. However, something else in the room is nonsense words, and that, dear viewers, is the titles of the books laying around the kitchen. So the first one we have is Teiwaz, T-E-I-W-A-Z. So, and I see it right here, T-E-I-W-A-Z, and it has a number 8 on it. So this is an 8. Next is Hagall, H-A-G-A-L-L. So I'm going to look, and it's right next to Tewas. So that's a 3. And then the last one is Othala. There is a book right here, Othala, with a 4 on it. So then that one's 4. So then for this, I think that's the order then, 8, 3, 4. Let's just look around and see if there's a puzzle piece with that number on it, and then we will know. 8, 3, 4, where are you? Oh, yep, there it is, right here. Found it, right above our little bat friend. Okay, so there's that done. Whew. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Spencer, how many are there in this?
8.
Okay, we've got 2 more. Well, I see 1 carved into the hearth here. There's something. My only problem is I've never seen these symbols anywhere else. There's like a heart with an underline and an M that's kind of like broken in the middle, and then another thing that looks like a T balancing on top of an O, and then a triangle wedge shape like that. I haven't seen those shapes anywhere in here. That's problematic.
You won't find them anywhere else.
Oh, the hint is they aren't anywhere else. So I don't know how to solve that.
Look at the icons, whatever.
Yeah.
What can you make out of them? Can you make anything out of them? Or can you do something to them?
Huh?
Okay. What happens if you cover up 1/2 of each individual?
These kinds of puzzles are like, I can never, my brain doesn't work that way. Okay, so you're supposed to cover up half of it. So then that makes a 2 out of the heart with the line underneath it. And the M that's broken in the middle, if I cover up half of it, it's a 1. The T balancing on top of the O, if I cover up half of it, that's a 5. And then the upside down, like standing on its point triangle, if I cover up half of that, it's 7. So 2, 1, 5, 7. So let's look around here and see what we find. And it's up here in the corner. Man, that's a pretty tricky one. All right, so I think the last one has to do with there's these jars up here that are numbered. Jars and bottles and all sorts of different accoutrements. All right. Well, glad I found them. Don't know what to do with them. Let's keep looking around here, see what we can, let's look at them, see what we think we can do with this. Oh, there's a number. The last bottle doesn't have a number on it. So is this going to be the kind of thing of figuring out like what the pattern is, the number pattern? It looks like taking away 5 from everything. So it looks like 7 minus 5 is 2. And 16 minus 5 is 11. And 88 minus 5 is 3. No? What is going on?
So your answer would have been 3?
No, I would have done 83 minus 5.
Which would be?
80, I have to count on my fingers. You can make fun of me all you want. 83, 82, 81, 80, 79, 78 is my answer.
No.
Spencer says that's wrong.
All right, I'll get you started. Ready?
Get me started
7
in an appropriate way.
7 minus 5 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. 16 minus what?
5 is 11. Times 8 is 88. Minus 5 is 83. Times 8? Oh, 83 times 8. Yikes. 664? Yep, it's right here in the corner by me. Wow. Okay. Man, that shouldn't have been that hard for me to get. I hate when that happens. Okay, just laugh it off and keep going. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so got all 8 pieces. I got all 8 pieces. Okay, I've got all 8 pieces that I need to find my antidote to my mushroom poisoning. So let's shift this up. I don't want to take it completely out of frame because, I mean, we worked really hard on that picture and it looks pretty nice. So these are my 8 pieces, and now I got to put them together to help save me. Save me. So let's see how these go together. Don't y'all, after seeing the way that it is to play games with me, kind of feel sorry for Spencer that he has to deal with my antics all the time? Oh, I love you, honey. Okay, this corner must go here, I guess. I don't think so. This doesn't seem right. What? No. What? There's one piece missing.
Do you have 8 pieces?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Maybe it's not missing.
How do I put these together?
Maybe that's how they go together.
Well, then, so what's the answer?
You gotta put that somewhere, figure it out.
Oh. So I have to like frame the thing that's going to save me. What? This is really different than anything we've done before. What? Like, this is it. It made these pieces have to go together like this. Like, that's definitely what they look like. But then you have to figure out where on this thing they go.
Well, so in previous puzzles.
Yeah, we always are covering up.
So you're going to cover up something. Where can you put that where most of them cover up what's on the puzzle?
This is really weird. This is definitely different than anything we've done before with these.
I can't give you any hints because I don't know. It's in the envelope.
Oh, it's in the envelope. That's right. Well, so what I'm looking for essentially is I've got to frame the piece that's like cut like this, that's shaped this way. So, I wonder what that might be. Could it be our little flower friend here? I think it is. This one puzzle piece, I remember when we were assembling the puzzle, I was like, how interesting that the whole flower is on one piece, and it is the same cut. You just have to turn it sideways. I bet that's our answer. I'm going with that. That's my answer. Final answer, Regis. Okay. Let's see what we've got in the envelope. I predict that I am correct. We're going with the Karnak theme. Let's keep it going here. He always ripped him a little cleaner. I'm afraid of ripping the solution, so. And how did he, yeah. Blew it out of my hand. Okay. Flower in the middle of the floor. I was right! Yes. I was right, it's the flower. I win! I saved myself. Darn mushroom. So here's what your solution page looks like. It shows you where on the puzzle you need to put those pieces together. And so it frames perfectly, out of focus, around that flower that I talked about. I was right. Man, it feels good to be right about something because I had to get a lot of help on this. So. But that was a fun one. This was a fun puzzle. I liked this one. I've liked most of them, at least assembling them. There have been some where the logic puzzles I get very frustrated with. Good thing it didn't happen in this video. But anyway, Right, so I solved this one, so you probably are not going to want to do this puzzle. But there are a lot more. Hang on a second. All that dancing made me thirsty. Anyway, there are a lot more puzzles for you to explore. In fact, we are probably just going to put this one up and start another one that we have borrowed from some friends of ours. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been quite an experience, hasn't it? This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. And next time, we will be solving who is sending me, what mysterious person is sending me these postcards. Tune in next time to find out. And until then, don't let the board game hobby get you down. Just lighten up. Bye.